Okay, this week, Parshas Lech Lecha, we're going to devote this Torah from the Mir Yeshiva for the upcoming yahrzeit of the Rosh Yeshiva who passed away 12, 13 years ago, Rav Nosson Tzvi Finkel, whose yahrzeit, I believe, is this Sunday. So we're going to go two beautiful divrei Torah from rabbeim in Yeshivas Mir. The first one is from a current Rabbi Reznick, or the Elimelech Reznick, brings a beautiful idea about the uniqueness of Avraham Avinu. When he was thrown into the fiery furnace, the Malach, the angel Gabriel, wanted to go save him, and says Hashem, let me, who's a yachid be'olami, someone who is unique in this world, let me go and save Avraham Avinu, who's also a yachid be'olami, someone who is unique in this world. Hashem is comparing himself to Avraham Avinu, so to speak, that just like he is unique in this world, he's going to save the person who is unique in this world. What exactly does that mean, that Avram was unique and Hashem is unique? So he brings from the Mir Mashkiach during World War II, Rabbi Yerucham Levavitz, that he writes that Hashem is solely dependent on himself. Avraham Avinu had such incredible ability. All of his potential was inside of him. He was able to accomplish things without depending on the rest of the world. He was able to disregard his environment, stand for what he believed in. That made him a yachid be'olami. That made him somebody who is unique in this world. He's able to look at what Hashem wants him to do and disregard his surroundings. Even if the whole world is on one side and he's on the other, he could stay strong, and that made him a yachid be'olami. A yachid will say, I will do no matter what, and I will not measure myself against what is going on in the world, nor will I evaluate myself relative to my peers. I will do what's right, no matter what it costs. The verse in Shiur Shirim says that there are two kinds of structures. One is a choma, a wall. On a wall you can build a silver palace. The other structure is a door. On the door you put some cedar wood, and it's going to rot very quickly, Rashi says. The Medrash says that Avraham Avinu was compared to a choma. His deeds were compared to a wall. They were solid, grounded, and on them you could build generations and generations of Jews. And then there's another structure. It's like a door. It comes in, it goes. You can't build anything solid on a shaky foundation. Avraham Avinu was somebody who was strong. He was somebody who was able to be like a wall. Whether he's in the mood or he's not in the mood was irrelevant to him. He did what he was supposed to do, grounded, strong, and that got him a title of a yachid be'olami, someone who is unique, who is not dependent on his surroundings, and someone who is strong even against all odds. That Hashem says, I want to save you myself. I don't want the angel Gabriel, the Malach Gabriel, to come and save you. Let me, who's totally independent and unique in the world, come save my Avraham Avinu, who's unique in the world. So that's the first thing, to recognize that sometimes being a Jew in the world, a person has to stay grounded like a very strong wall and realize that our surroundings can be so antithetical to what we believe in. Our surroundings can be so different, and our values can be so different than our environment. But at the end of the day, we're expected, to the best of our abilities, to be grounded like a wall and not like a door that goes in and out. The door's open, the door's closed. You never know what's going to be. A wall is strong and grounded. And on that we ourselves can build generations of strong Jews. We can build strong deeds. Our mitzvah observance can be so grounded and so strong as long as we inside are strong. The second Dvar Torah is from Rabbi Yosef Elephant. He writes, based on the Sfas Emes, the Ger Rebbe, the Sfas Emes writes that what is the first thing that Hashem tells Avraham Avinu? Lech Lecha. He tells him to go, and he doesn't tell him where to go, just go. Sfas Emes points out that there's no finish line, because sometimes you just have to go, and you don't have to know where the finish line is. Why? Because when you go and you don't know where you're going, and you have to go, every step you take reveals to you more of where you're going to end up. If you're walking up a mountain and you keep going higher and higher and higher, you start seeing more and more and more, and you realize, wow, there's so much more to go. There's also more beauty. The higher I get, I have a bigger perspective. So you have to keep going. And if you keep going, more is revealed to you, and more along the way, you realize how much more you could do. Furthermore, there's a deeper message though, that we often think of goals and growth that we have to hit a finish line. We have to know that spiritual growth means X, and we have to end up at X. However, says the Sfas Emes, it's not true. The goal is the growth itself. Every step of the way and every challenge that every step takes when there is no finish line, that's going to involve growth. You're going to have to figure out in the unknown where to go and how to get there. But every step of the process, that itself is tremendous growth. You don't have to wait till the finish line and get a medal and get rewarded and get a prize. Every step along the way, along the path of the unknown, that itself is tremendous growth. And that was the first thing Hashem tells Avraham Avinu. You are going to grow, and your descendants are going to grow. And often the main growth is going to be specifically when they don't know where the finish line is going to be. Persons involved in different relationships, in different meetings, different projects. There's so much growth in just the interactions themselves before even you accomplish the project. In a spiritual world, every step of growth in our prayers and our Torah observance and our mitzvah observance, every step itself is so special because there's so much growth there. There doesn't have to be a destination or a finish line because the growth is going to be constant and every step of the way is something so valuable. So the first thing we had about Avraham Avinu is that he's like a wall, grounded, steady, and founded. The second thing is that every step of the way there was growth. When Hashem tells you to go, every step of the way, you're following what Hashem wants from you, and that itself is tremendous growth. We in life are on our own path, and we have no idea what the finish line is. And every step of the way can provide us, if we're in tune with it, with a tremendous amount of growth. One time Rabbi Elton was sitting with Rav Nosson Tzvi Finkel, and a boy walked in, and Rav Nosson Tzvi asked him, "What are you learning?" And the boy told him, "Lech Lecha." And Rav Nosson Tzvi asked him, he said, if someone told you to go somewhere and didn't tell you where, would you go? So the boy didn't know what to answer. So Rav Nosson Tzvi looked at Rabbi Elephant and pointed himself up to the chest. And he said, that's me. I'm going, and I don't know where the finish line is. I don't know where I'm heading, but I'm forging ahead. I think that message is a tremendous message, that we get too stuck sometimes on the finish line, but just keep going. And every step of the way, we'll try to find the messages that Hashem sends us. So hopefully it should be a Ilui Neshama for his yahrzeit this Sunday, and we can continue to be descendants of Avraham Avinu, fortified and strong, and reminding ourselves on a daily basis that every step of the way provides a tremendous amount of growth. Shabbos.